Hey, what's going on? My name is Dan Vest, and in this video today, I'm going to show you how I am planning my 2020 for massive success. Now, I know that 2020 will be a big year, and I'm going to tell you it will be a big year for you as well if you use the tools in this video to actually plan it out and to decide what is going to be your future. I'm going to show you how to create your future. I'm going to show you why it's so important to set a destination, and also how to reverse engineer all the steps and all the goals that will automatically get you there. Now, this will be the most important video that you watch before the start of the new year because I'm going to show you how to create your future. We're all able to visualize and create the life of our dreams, set a destination, and reverse engineer it with goals and tasks that automatically get us there. And that is the whole point of this exercise. That is the whole point of the tools and this entire process that I'm going to show you that isn't going to even take you that long. Doing this for 1 to 2 hours and having this done will set a destination for your new year and will allow you to reach new heights that you've never reached before in your life. Now, if you're not where you want to be in your life, maybe you haven't hit that first milestone of success, maybe you don't already have a successful online business and you want to start a successful online business, that's probably why you're watching my channel, which is amazing because right now is the best time, literally the best time to actually do so. 2020 is the year where you can take it as a massive opportunity to propel your life to new heights, or you can waste it, right? And many people, unfortunately, just waste away their years until they have no more years left. So in this video, I'll show you how to create your future. Now, I want to start this off with a quote, and this quote honestly explains it all. It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. Life is long enough, and a sufficiently generous amount has been given to us for the highest achievements if it were all well invested. But when it is wasted in heedless luxury and spent on no good activity, we are forced at last by death's final constraint to realize that it has passed away before we knew it was passing. So it is, we are not given a short life, but we make it short, and we are not ill-supplied, but wasteful of it. Life is long enough if you know how to use it. And this is a quote by Seneca in his book on the shortness of life. And when I read this book, when I heard this quote, it explained everything for me. I realized that we have enough of our lives to achieve all of our goals and dreams and much, much more. Our potential is truly unlimited. However, most people, they waste away their time. Most people, they waste away their life. And so the whole point of this video is to show you the tools that you need to use your time wisely to reach your goals much, much faster than you would have, without using these tools. Most people, like the people you see walking on the street here, they just waste their time. And now, of course, you might be saying, well, these people have lives, they've got jobs to go to, they got maybe kids, families, right? Well, yeah, absolutely. But the truth is that people are afraid, and they're very, very, kind of scarce with their money, but they're not afraid of wasting their time. When in fact, time is more important than money. Once you learn that, your entire life changes. Time is something that we can never get back. Every single second right now that you're watching this video, you'll never get it back. So I hope, since your time is precious, that you will get a ton of value out of this video. So, that's my whole point with this picture. That's my whole point with this quote, to try to tell you that we only have one life. It's incredibly short relative to the age of this universe and to the planet that we live on. So you have to understand that you were given a gift and you were given a choice at the end of the day, whether you want greatness, whether you want to actually make this life, a life of freedom, a life of fulfillment, or a life filled with regret. And even though Seneca best described it thousands of years ago in On the Shortness of Life, for some reason we tend to forget this, how time is our most valuable resource, and if we use it correctly, we can achieve all of our goals and dreams. Now let's talk more about creating your future, since that is the whole basis, the whole foundation of this exercise of planning out our 2020 and basically planning out where we're going in life. So as part of creating your future, you're setting a destination for your life, and you're literally just painting your future. You're choosing exactly who you will be, what your life will be like, the things that you're doing, the people that you're hanging out with, the people that you surround yourself with, the places that you travel, the money that you have coming in as income, the money that you have in your bank account, every single thing. That is the power that you have. And nobody can take that away from you. And I know that there's a lot of naysayers. I know that there's a lot of people that just don't believe this. Quite frankly, they think that the life just kind of happens to them. Life is, a product of circumstance, when in fact, if they only knew the key to living a successful life, and this is the golden key, if, out of all of the self-improvement books, out of all the major works written in the success kind of space, this is the key. That if you don't set an exact destination in your life, life will give you a random outcome, an outcome that may cause you to waste away your massive potential that you have lying within you and live forever in mediocrity and regret. So, I was actually talking to a friend recently, actually a few days ago, and I asked him, because he's trying to figure out where he's going in life. And I know that the guy has so much potential. I know that he's smart and he has skills that, because he's been trying different businesses, he's been trying to succeed, but he's kind of just given up, lately. And so I asked him, I'm like, where do you want to go? What do you really want from life? And he answered with one word: happiness. And many people, it sounds like the cliche answer. Many people in this world, they'll tell you, if you ask them the same question, they'll also say happiness. However, happiness is relative, right? I can tell you that I'm only happiest when I'm working towards building amazing businesses that actually provide, massive value to millions of people around the world, billions of people around the world in the future. I'm not at that point yet, but I will be, and I'm sure of it. And so the problem with this answer is that because you haven't exactly set a destination, it's very vague. Happiness can mean, anything. Life will just give you a random outcome. You might be stuck wasting away your life because you're just chasing this mirage of happiness, right? And yeah, you might land somewhere where you're decently happy, where you've got an okay average situation, you've got 2 kids, you've got a little house out there in the suburbs, you've got a mortgage, you've got a 9-to-5 job that pays you a little bit below what you deserve, probably, like most people. That might be where you end up because you're not setting the exact destination of your life. And so I told him, look, listen, dude, you have to set an exact destination in your life. Right now, it's extremely hard. It's not easy. You have to decide exactly what you want. And so I asked him again, I'm like, what do you really want? And he told me that he wants to own a business with a physical factory, so like an actual factory making products that provide value to people and that, I guess revolutionize an industry. And so I told him, well, right now that's the destination. Well, what's the point of going, left and right? What's the point of running around in circles chasing, part-time jobs and these things that won't really help you? I told him right now, use your circumstances to better your future. Use your circumstances to kind of give you a jump start to where you want to go. And then he told me, well, I don't even know where to begin. And so I told him, well, now you have a destination, you know where you're going. You want to have a business with a factory that provides, a good that actually helps people around the world, that revolutionizes an industry. Well, start an e-commerce. Right now, e-commerce is the best way to start. Don't give up. And that is the key to setting a destination in your life. And I hope that that story of my friend now kind of lets you see, if you don't set a destination in your life, if you don't force yourself, and if you just kind of decide to keep putting this away, then life will give you a random outcome. Unfortunately, an outcome that might cause you massive regret, massive pain that you'll realize you just wasted away your short life, what you have left. Now, the worst thing that can happen to you after watching this video is that you end up at the exact same spot next year, exactly in 1 year, December 30th, December 31st, 2020, moving on to 2021, and you're exactly at the same place that you are today. That is the worst thing that can happen, because that means that you wasted away another year. That means that you didn't use your year, you didn't use your time properly to move forward towards your dreams, right? There's nothing different between successful people, yourself, and I, right? The only difference is that we prioritize what we want in life. And this is exactly what I'm showing you here today, how to prioritize using the vision tool, using the goal planner, using the task scoring tool, and using the freedom map. So these 4 tools, actually, we're going to follow them in steps. First, we're going to use the vision tool, the goal planner, the task scoring tool, and then the freedom map. This is how I plan every single year. And these are the tools that I personally developed after searching for so long, after searching for years and years, trying to figure out the answer to this one question: how to live a good life. And so I basically broke it down into the easiest way. Like, you can take these tools, as long as you actually, follow them, you actually follow this video, you execute and you do them. It's not going to take you too much time. You'll see that your life will be massively improved and massively changed next year. So now I'm going to talk about how this works. So the vision tool, first, that's where we begin. The vision tool allows us to set a destination in our life and narrow down our vision. So obviously, like I talked about just now, without a vision, we don't know if our goals and the things that we do every day actually move us forward. So that guy that I asked, my friend, who is kind of struggling a bit and he's trying to figure out where he's going in life, even though he knows that he wants to build a business, I asked him, I'm like, hey dude, like, what are you doing right now? What are you doing today? And he's telling me that he's trying to get a part-time job working at a gym. And so I told him, I said, well, how, you're just going to get that job and you're going to get stuck in that job, because a job paycheck, let's face it, it's like a crack addiction. You can actually Google it. Studies have shown that a paycheck from a job every 2 weeks, it's like an addiction. It's like a drug addiction, right? You got to get your fix. And as soon as that paycheck disappears, it's like a drug addict who loses his fix, right? And they start going crazy. And so I told him, like, hey dude, this is not the best thing for you. How is that part-time job going to help you unless you really need the income? And, he told me he has some money to start. So I told him, instead of doing all these things, instead of pursuing things that don't move you forward towards your dreams, that can potentially even move you back, move you away from what you really want from life, why don't you start with what you have? And why don't you take your circumstances, your situation today, and use it to your advantage? And so that is why the vision tool is so important. I'm going to show you an example of my own vision that I set for myself a few years ago when I was 21 years old and I was broke. I literally had no money and I was just trying to figure out how to succeed in life, how to live a good life, how to live my dreams. So I'm going to show you how to use that. Then after the vision tool, once we've established our vision, we're going to go into the goal planner. Now the goal planner allows us to create goals that are based on our vision. So, if you watch most of those goal videos on YouTube, you'll find out that it's very shallow. They don't really go into, really like extrapolating your goals from your vision, reverse engineering your vision, and then setting goals based on that. Instead, let's face it, how do most people set goals? And that's what these videos teach, right? Next year, I'm going to lose 30 pounds. Next year, I'm going to increase my income, to 6 figures per year, or I'm going to increase my job paycheck or whatever. So these goals make no sense because they don't bring you anywhere closer to your vision, to your dream life, what you really want from life. So first, we're going to set our vision, then we're going to set our goals. We're going to break those goals down into smaller chronological goals that lead us up to the bigger goals that allow us to finally achieve our vision. And then from those goals, then we're going to actually reverse engineer them into tasks. So obviously, there are tasks that will lead us towards our goals, and then those goals will lead us towards our vision. And now, since not every single task is as important as the next, that's why we're going to then use the task scoring tool, which is a tool that I personally use to try to figure out, okay, in 2020, what are the most important tasks or projects that I should be following or that I should be doing? Which ones are the ones that have the highest priority? Because sometimes it's so hard, right? As an entrepreneur, as someone just getting into this, let's say if you're a beginner, you're so confused as to, for example, what business to start. You don't even know if it's aligned with your vision, and also what task you should be prioritizing in the first place to try to get you to your goals as fastest. We all want to move towards our dream life and our goals and towards success the fastest possible way. And so that is why I developed this process for you. It's going to move you forward towards your goals and towards your vision so much faster. Like, I'm so happy with the amount of lives that this video will change, because I know that even, for all those people that ignore this, for all those people that, don't even follow this, they're like, nah, Dan, whatever, it's all good. I already knew all this. It's common sense. Those people, first of all, they never get anywhere. They're always perpetually broke, perpetually unhappy, and just negative. Anyway, for all those people that are going to ignore this, there are going to be so many people that actually use this information and they change their lives. They use these tools and they achieve something that maybe nobody in their family has ever been able to achieve before. And that makes me so unbelievably happy. So that's a task scoring tool. And the next tool we're going to use is the Freedom Map. And this one is finally the most important tool out of all, because this actually allows us to plot all of the tasks and goals that we reverse engineered from our vision onto our calendar in order of priority. We actually determine that priority from the task scoring tool, right? So, like, we figured out, okay, these are the most important tasks, or these are the most important projects. Now, this process will work even if you already have a business, even if you're not in e-commerce. A lot of my followers, a lot of my viewers, they are, interested in e-commerce. They're interested in online business and passive income. Maybe if you have already like a consulting business, you already have some kind of maybe a physical business, right? You can still use this process and it will still greatly help you achieve what you want in 2020 and bring you closer towards your vision. So let's start off with the vision tool. Now, all these tools will be available completely free. There's going to be a link down below to download all these tools as part of one package. So you can just go download them and then follow this video. So let's open up the vision tool. Now, this is what it looks like. I gave you instructions, exact instructions, as well as questions to ask yourself when filling out your vision. Now, what your vision will actually look like, it will look like a one-pager right here. And I got you started with a few sentences. So for example, you put your name here, your age, right? So in my case, I am Dan Vast, 23 years old, and I'm a successful internet entrepreneur. I'm making, and then you put your desired income with my Amazon FBA business, and it's growing every year. This is just an example. You can replace Amazon FBA with Shopify or any business that you're involved in. Now, this will be your vision in 2 years. And I think that 2 years is the best time frame for most people watching this video, because it's still easy enough to kind of see like, okay, yeah, in 2 years, that's still not too far away, but it's, it's a pretty long time. It's still 2 years, right? So it allows you to really kind of set these big goals that you can achieve fast enough. Or else if you write a vision in 5 years, it just might be too far away and the goals goals might be a little bit out of reach. So that's why you want to think about your ideal life, your dream life in 2 years. Now, as part of writing your vision, when you've actually written it, I want you to go and frame your vision. Frame it and put it up on your wall, either in your bathroom, kitchen, on your bedroom door, in a place where you're forced to look at it every single day. And I actually did this myself. It gets a little bit hard if you travel. You're not going to carry your vision frame around you around the world. But if you are in one location, you're at home, just put it up, hang it up somewhere that you're going to see it every single day and that you're forced to look at it. So let's say, on the way to the bathroom, like in your hallway, or in your bedroom on the wall right beside your bed. And that way you'll see that your vision just starts coming to life. Repetition is the key to success with this. And so if you can do this, if you can actually, write out your vision, you frame it on the wall, you'll come back to this video in a few years and you'll say, thank you, Dan, my vision came true. Now, I'm going to talk about some of the questions that you should ask yourself when you're writing down your vision. Now, if you want to actually create the one pager, what you should do is you should copy this, right? Or you can just, like right here, you can click on this link. There's going to be a link here. You can click it, or you can copy this, right? And then just right click, copy, and then paste it into a new Google Docs document. Or if you're using Microsoft Word, right? Any word processor works, doesn't really matter. So, just like this, new document, it's going to open a new document. And then we can paste the vision over here. And then up here, you can put my vision and then put your name, Dan Vass, age, let's say in 2 years, I'm going to be 25. So age 25. There you go. So I created these questions just as examples to get you to start thinking about your dream life. So for example, we start off with life goals. So what is my name? Who am I? How old am I? Right? That's what we start with. So we said, my name is Dan Vass. I'm a successful internet entrepreneur. I'm 23 years old. How much money am I making in my business? And the reason I say this all in present tense, like in the, today, is because that's the best way to actually change your thinking. It's the best way to, I guess in quotations, fool your subconscious mind into believing that you're already that person. And that is the key. We are programming our subconscious mind with this vision tool to just, attract our dream life towards us, right? Because we're making it believe that we already have this right now. And no, we're not lying to ourselves. We're not fooling ourselves. We are just programming our mind to accept what is inevitable, what is inevitably going to be our future. And that's the problem that many people have. They're afraid of kind of accepting this as their future without any doubts in their mind. And I'm going to talk about, how to get rid of those doubts. It's normal if you have doubts, if you're just starting out. But here are some of the questions. So start writing it out. You can pause this video and just start using this vision tool. And then as soon as you're done, come back to it. So you want to write out your income, your dream income. So exactly how much you see yourself making. Now, you don't want to write too low of an income. You don't want your goals to be too low, but you also don't want them to be absolutely ridiculously high, right? Or else it's just unrealistic. Like if I go and I write, in 2 years, I'm going to be worth 100 billion. It's not going to happen, right? The only people that are worth 100 billion are Jeff Bezos from Amazon and that guy who owns Louis Vuitton. So, it's just not going to happen. Then obviously it's not going to work. But if you go and you write, how much money am I making in my business in 2 years? You write out, I'm making $30,000 a month in profit from my Amazon FBA e-commerce business. Then that is fully realistic. And even though 30,000 a month sounds like a lot to you, after you read this vision enough, then you'll see that it will just become a part of you and you will gradually become that person. Now, you also want to write how much money you have in your bank account. What kind of business do you own that you're involved in? For a lot of people, they want to start an online business, let's say Amazon FBA or Shopify, but that's not really, their dream, their final business, right? For a lot of people, Amazon or Shopify might be a means to an end. The reason I refer to Amazon and Shopify, because if you looked at my channel, those are the businesses that I'm personally involved in. And there's some of the absolute best online businesses that you can start today if you are wanting to create a life of passive income and, you want to be able to quit your 9-to-5 job and achieve that dream life. So where do you want to live, right? If you want to live in a house, in an apartment, describe the place that you're living, the dream place. What car are you driving? What are you doing in your spare time when you're not working on your business? Your hobbies, that's also equally as important. As well, I put down some freedom goals. So where you're traveling, what kind of hotels you're staying at, and then also relationship goals. You can also put down fitness and health goals. So for example, what kind of body you have, whether you're working out, you're lifting weights, right? Because you kind of have to visualize yourself performing the actions also that you need need to be doing to actually reach that, let's say, dream body, right? So you can put, I'm working out regularly, I'm eating a perfect diet, and I have the body of a Greek god, if that's what you want, right? Or a Greek goddess, right? If you're a woman. So make sure to not only set financial goals, but also relationship goals, friend goals, hobbies, traveling. A lot of people, they make the mistake of just setting financial goals, and then they realize that their whole life becomes about basically finances. And I can tell you personally that life isn't all about money, right? I know it's a cliche thing to say, but money is just a tool to make your dreams come true. Money is just a tool to give you freedom, to set you free, and to really allow you to build a business that aligns with your purpose and with your destiny. And, I didn't know what mine was when I just started out, but it's something that I found out along the way. And that's what you have to do. You have to actually, start your journey to figure that one out. So I attached here an example of my vision that I wrote out when I was completely broke. I was just starting out in entrepreneurship and I had nothing else but a dream. And I want you to take care and actually follow this exercise promptly to write out your vision and use it for the next step of planning your year. So I am Dan Vass, 23 years old, and I am a successful internet millionaire entrepreneur. I'm making $2 million per year from all my online businesses, and it's growing every year. I am living a life of total and ultimate freedom, being able to travel the world, work on my business while fulfilling my life's purpose. I have an incredibly successful YouTube channel with over 100K subscribers. I have multiple successful e-commerce brands, both on Amazon FBA and Shopify. I am waking up millions of people around the world to the massive opportunities with online business, showing them how to find success and live their dream lives. I own a collection of my dream Harley-Davidson V-Rod motorcycles that I'm riding in the American Southwest, enjoying life. As you can see, I'm providing like vivid imagery to my vision, right? Because it's not like a verbal thing. It's a non-verbal thing. You're seeing this in your mind. So there you go. This is just to get you started. Now make sure you've got your vision completed, and then we'll move on to the next part of the video. All right, now that you've set your vision, you've set a destination for your life, now we're going to move on to the next step of the process, which is using the goal planner. And the goal planner we're going to use to actually reverse engineer our goals, the goals that we should set for our life based on our vision. So I created an example of a vision. You can also, it's part of the package that you download. You've probably already seen it. I haven't mentioned it yet, but basically I just created, a fictional character, Mike Richards, 27 years old, and I filled out some goals that a lot of people I think are also setting for themselves. So for example, $50,000 a month in profit from Amazon FBA business, $25,000 a month in profit from their Shopify business, having over 500K in the bank in 2 years. Trust me, it's very achievable. I set a goal for myself to make over 2 million in less than 2 years, and I actually went way above that goal. It actually happened, believe it or not. You can, walk along my journey through my channel. If you've already followed me for a while, then you've seen it yourself. But anything is possible. If you do this, if you set a vision, you'll see that it actually comes true because you've given a destination for your life. So we're going to now use the goal planner, and we're going to actually reverse engineer goals based off of Mike's vision, right? So we go back to our tools here, and then we pull up our goal planner. Here it is. Right? So I actually wrote out goals based off of Mike's vision. This should be Mike, not Jack. There we go. So as you can see, the first goal is, if you read your own vision, you'll be able to quickly take out goals. So the first goal is I'm making over $50,000 a month in profit from my Amazon FBA business and growing every year. So that's obviously our goal. However, to reach 50K in profit from an Amazon FBA business, that's basically 100K per month in revenue, in sales. And, to get to 100K per month, it doesn't take a few days, right? It takes quite a bit of time. It honestly depends on, how well your products go and things like that. Nobody can predict how well their business goes, but obviously we have a goal here that we set. So 50K a month in profit. So you take the goal planner and you write out the goal up here, right? So make sure that it's underlined. Now under the goal, since we wrote out 50K a month in profit with Amazon FBA, we're going to go and basically step down to the second highest goal just below that. If you set yourself a goal of 50K a month in profit, and that's the goal that you kind of keep in mind, even though you haven't even yet grown your business to, let's say, $1,000 a month in sales, or $5,000 a month in sales, it's going to seem progressively more and more out of reach. And so that's why I found that the best way to actually make sure that you reach those goals that you set is to break them down into smaller goals that inevitably lead to the big goals. So the next step down is 25K a month in profit. The next one is 10K a month in profit. And then the next one after that, the lowest one here, is 10K a month in sales. Now I think the 10K a month in sales, based on this goal, I think that's a small enough goal that you can continually kind of keep in your mind. And if you're writing down your goals every day, as I do, I write them down in the morning when I wake up, right after breakfast, then this is a goal that won't seem unachievable. This is a goal that as soon as you hit it, you'll be able to then switch over to this one, the 10K a month in profit, 25K a month in profit and above. Now that we have a goal, we've broken down the goal into smaller goals, we have to figure out the tasks that get us there. So under tasks, you want to write down the first task, the second task, the third task, right? So the first task that comes to mind, let's say if I was just starting out right now and I'm in your shoes, I want to start a successful Amazon FBA business, the first task is basically, watch and learn from YouTube videos. Let's say a few hours per night. So write that down, watch and learn from YouTube videos. The next one could possibly be invest in a quality course with high success rates and mentorship. All right, so I write that down. Join free Facebook groups, maybe to learn more from people, right? So I don't know yet. I'm just writing down the tasks that I think are going to bring me closer to this goal. Maybe joining some communities on Facebook would help, not sure. Maybe trying to find a free course, saving some money. Don't know if that's going to help, but that's why I write it down here. Perform product research, that's going to help for sure. Contact a supplier, get the listing ready, launch the product. And then finally, this is not really a task, but this is kind of where I ended this off. So write down all the tasks that will lead you towards your goal that you set for yourself. Right? In this case, it's for Amazon FBA. Make sure that the tasks that you're writing down are, of course, for the goal that you set. And you want to do this for every single big goal that you see here in this vision that you set for yourself. So the next one would be 25K a month in profit from Shopify brand. So you write down over here, 25K a month in profit from Shopify. And then the next one would be traveling to Hawaii, Fiji, Australia. You can write that down. Goal, travel to Hawaii, Fiji, Australia, being able to travel the world, stay at, the most beautiful resorts and hotels. 500K in bank account, body of a Greek god. If you want to achieve peak physical fitness, that's another goal. So right here, you can also click on this link, or you can also click file, make a copy, and this will allow you to save a copy of this into your Google Drive. Or if you're just, if you've downloaded the tools, then you can also just use that and then import it into your Google Drive. So pause this video right now, write down all the goals, reverse engineer the goals into smaller goals, and then write down the tasks that lead you towards that first goal and the bigger goal. All right, so now that we've got our vision set and we've got Mike Richards' vision right here, he wants to make 50K a month in profit from his Amazon FBA business, 25K a month in profit from Shopify. He wants to travel the world. Now we're gonna move on to our task scoring tool. So go ahead and open that up right now. And so this is going to allow us to see which tasks are actually going to move us closer to our dreams, to our vision, and which of these tasks we should do first. And it's also going to allow us to figure out the order of the tasks, like the order of which we should do them. So right here, you're going to open it, and there's formulas embedded in this spreadsheet. And I'm going to show you how to actually pick out the relevance score, the impact score, the confidence score, and all of this will calculate a final score. And we're going to compare all the tasks to the score, and we're going to see which one is the most important. So right here, I got us started with our first goal, which is 10K a month in sales with Amazon FBA. This should say FBA. So the first task is watch and learn from YouTube videos. All right, so we took that right here from our goal planner. If we open that up really quick, we can see that that is our first goal. And our first task over here is watch and learn from YouTube videos. So right here, what I did, I typed it out already. And for the relevance score, so we're going to choose how relevant is this task to accomplishing your goal. So, for this, you have to be honest with yourself. Watching and learning from YouTube videos, I guess, yeah, it's pretty relevant. If I watch YouTube videos, then I'm going to learn some of the strategies. I'm going to learn kind of how I need to get started. I'm not going to have an all-in-one course or anything like that. I'm not going to have an all-in-one resource, but, it definitely will move me forward. So I think this has about an 8 out of 10 relevance. So you choose 1 to 10. So 8 out of 10. Now for impact, the impact score, how much of an impact does this task have on achieving your goal? So again, we're making estimates. We don't actually know, but you can have a pretty good estimate and you can really, be a good enough judge of if a task is going to help you or not. So in this case, as you can see, minimal is 0.25, medium is 1, massive is 3. So I think that watching and learning from YouTube videos is about a 2. So we're gonna write 2 in here. Now for confidence, this is out of percent, so 100%. How confident are you about the optimistic estimates of your relevance and impact scores that you chose? So in this case, I put a 75% confidence down. I guess it's a medium confidence. I'm not really sure if watching and learning from YouTube videos is going to help me that much. Actually, I'm probably going to reduce this to like a 65%. I'm probably going to be confused. Now for the urgency score, how urgent do you think this task is in relation to accomplishing your desired goal? So 10 being very urgent, and then 1 or 2 being not urgent at all. So in this case, I think it's a 7. It's somewhat urgent, and there you go. As soon as we put all of these numbers in, we see that it gives us a score of 72.8. So let's move on to the next task that we have here. So the next one is invest in a quality course. So let's write that down. Invest in a quality course. Okay, so the relevance for this goal, and since we're choosing out of 10, I think that the relevance is extremely relevant. So I think it's 10. All right. And then for the impact, I think it's going to be massive, right? If we actually find a course that's good, has a proven track record of getting people results, has mentorship, then obviously it's going to have a massive impact. So now the next part is confidence. Am I confident about that the course is going to help me? I would say, 90% confidence. I would say that it will definitely help me. I'm not sure if I will succeed, but that's the logical step. Now for how urgent this task is, I think that it's very urgent. So I'm going to put down a 9 and it should give us a score. So as you can see, the score is already higher than watching and learning from YouTube videos. So we already know this one is very important. So we put down an X right here, or you can just write down, kind of like, you can mark down which ones are very important. Okay, now the next task over here, we go back to our goal planner. The next one is join free Facebook groups, right? So maybe that's a task. Already I know that's not, it's not going to be better than investing in a course, but maybe it can help. Join free Facebook groups, join a free course, find a free course, right? So the relevance for this, let's say for joining a free Facebook group or for joining, communities online, I guess the relevance would be like a 6. The impact would be, I guess, a 1. The confidence would be 50%. I don't know if that's going to help me. And the urgency would be a 5. It's not that urgent, right? And so if a score doesn't pop up, you just have to copy this right here. Just copy the cell like this, Command C or Control C, and then paste it down here. And that will basically put the formula in here. So as you can see, the score is 15, so it's very low. We shouldn't be doing that. Join a free course, find a free course, same thing. Relevance, maybe we can find a free course, 7. Impact, maybe it's going to be a 2. Confidence, 25%. Don't know if I can find a good enough free course. Urgency, I guess it's an 8, right? So just copy it like this, 28. All right, so we know that that's more important, but obviously not nearly as impactful as investing in a quality course. Let's say the next one is, we'll do one more, perform product research. So let's write that here, perform product research. So relevance, of course, it's a 10. Impact, based on 3. Confidence, 100%. Urgency, well, right now, since we haven't even started, I would say it's about like a 7. Okay, and then just copy that, paste it here, 210. So we know that we should invest in the course first, and then we move on to actually doing product research. We'll put an X over here. All right, so that is basically how you do it. And then you just continue with the tasks, and you'll see you can then order out which tasks are the most important ones and which tasks you basically should not be doing, and you should probably completely scrap and just not do them. So right here, if you want to move on to another goal of yours, so let's say, get into or get a body of a Greek god, right? Let's say if that's what you want. So task 1, let's say, buy protein powder. Of course, I'm kind of kidding, but it could get us there. So how relevant is this? Maybe like a 6. How impactful? I would say it's like medium. Like, yeah, I mean, it's like not really like 0.5. Confidence, I would say 60%, maybe even a 50. Urgency 3. So we can see, nope, we probably shouldn't focus on buying protein powder right now. All right, so it really, really helps. I mean, this task scoring tool, a lot of people don't prioritize. If you focus on the most important tasks while cutting off the excess, you'll see that you'll move towards your vision and towards the accomplishment of your goals much, much faster. All right, and finally, now that we've figured out our vision, we figured out the goals, we reverse engineered the tasks, and we use the task scoring tool to figure out which tasks are the most urgent, the most important ones, and which ones aren't. Now we're going to move on to the Freedom Map. Now the Freedom Map looks like this, and I actually got inspiration from this from a mentor of mine. His name is Sam Ovens. You can check him out on YouTube. He's really, really great, and the content that he puts out is honestly amazing, especially if you're an entrepreneur and you're more like in the consulting niche. He actually owns consulting.com, and so basically his version of this is called the War Map, but I decided to adapt it more towards my community, so called it the Freedom Map. Of course, we got ecomfreedom.com. That's my company, and so the way to use this is right here. We've got a dashboard. So here we've got all of the dates of the next year. So this year in 2020, we actually have 29 days in February. My birthday's on the 28th. Could have been born on the 29th. I would have been like 6 years old or something by now. And if we go to each month, we can see a top-down view of each month. And here is where we actually go and we plan out what we're doing every single day, right? So May, June, July. So one thing I want to really mention before we actually get into planning out our Freedom Map is that it's kind of hard to plan out the entire year, and it's very easy to fall off track. Now, as long as you actually do this and you do your best, right? I recommend if you can't really plan out your entire year, you don't know, let's say when you're going to be taking vacations, you don't know when you're going to be, doing, what's going on in your life. Maybe you're going to move to a new country or something like that. Then I recommend at least planning out 3 to 6 months in advance. So maybe just do January, February, March, or January all the way through June. And that way you can actually get into the rhythm of planning out your year. And I also want to mention that this works equally as well if you are just starting out. So let's say if you are Mike Richards and you've got these goals right here, you want to start off with Amazon FBA, well, you can go and start plotting down this task. For example, invest in a quality course. So it'd be, watch the course, right? So we'd go and we put down like 2 weeks of watching the course. And so how that would work is right here, watch the Amazon FBA course. Right? Of course, we'd have to buy it first. So what we do, this is the green, right? So you just click on this to figure out what the color is. So it's the second one from the bottom down here, dark green 2. And now we just go and we hold shift and we click on all the way, first to the 10th. If we're going to do 2 weeks, remember there's obviously 7 days in a week. So that's all the way through to the 14th. So now we're going to go click here and then choose dark green 2. This is dark green 1. So dark green 2. There you go. And then also like that. So now we know that these days are selected for watching the course. Now, of course, you want to be taking action, while you're watching the course. We can't really put more than one task on the macro view here, but we can put more than one task when we actually start writing down what we're doing from January 1st all the way to 14th, right? We can see it's, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And so this works equally as well if you already have a successful, maybe 6-figure, 7-figure business. Maybe you're in the consulting niche. Maybe, you've got a physical business, a real world business, anything. This works for anything really, right? Let's say that you want to, for example, in my case, I'm right now building out a new course platform. So it's like a software project, right? So build out software project, right? And considering that we already use the task scoring tool to see whether it's, actually helping us achieve our goal. So we already decided that, yes, this is worth doing. And this is what we should do first. So we're going to figure out the color here. So this is cornflower blue, right? So I just look at it like this. So it's the fourth one from the left, second row, or fourth one from the right. So you just go do this and then click fourth one from the right, cornflower blue. There you go. And so that's February 1 to 10th. Now it doesn't automatically fill out February. We actually have to go and start writing out every single thing that we're doing. So I'm going to show you how to do that now. What I recommend doing is as you're filling out your freedom map, I recommend opening it up again. So the same file again and having them side by side. That way you have one of them on the month view and then you have one of them on the actual view of the year. So you can see which date you should, start populating, start writing things down in. So we can see January 1st to the 14th, we're watching the course. So right here, I start writing, watch Amazon FBA course, take action. Okay, we're gonna copy that. We're gonna paste it over here. Whoops, sometimes pasting doesn't work. So, you're gonna have to write it down like this, take action. Right, and you can also start writing down, for example, if you're gonna start a new gym routine, and let's say that Wednesday of January is going to be like leg day, right? So gym, leg day. This keeps you on track. And all you have to do in the morning is, usually what I do is on Sunday or on Monday morning at the beginning of each week, usually on Sunday probably because I plan tomorrow today. So I always plan the next day, the day before, the night before. I open up my freedom map and then I basically take a look and see what I'm going to be doing that week. And also what I like doing at the bottom is having a monthly goal. So monthly goal, and I usually only have one or maximum two. If you have too many monthly goals, then you're just going to be basically splitting your focus too much and it's going to be just harder to achieve them. So for the monthly goal here, get Amazon FBA business up and running. So that's our monthly goal here. All right, if it cuts off, that's okay. It's just because of the row here. But if you click on it, then you can see up here what it says. You can also have it up here, monthly goal, get Amazon FBA up and running. Okay, and so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna copy this and paste this. Where it's grayed out over here, it's better to write it because if we paste it, this is what happens. It just makes it white, so it makes it look unorganized. So watch Amazon FBA course and take action. So we said 2 weeks, right? So 2 weeks is what we need. Now, for example, my Amazon FBA course, I do have one. It's as part of ecomfreedom.com, that one takes more than 2 weeks, right? So that one is actually like two months, I would say a month and a half. It's set up so it's in about like 7 to 9 weeks, depending on how fast you go. But of course, someone can go and choose to watch it much faster. But that's what makes this thing amazing, is because you can always check. I recommend checking every Sunday and then making adjustments to your freedom map, based on what's going on in your life, right? If you just set this right now for 6 months or a year and you forget it, then obviously, things change in life. It's normal. Our lives are dynamic. They're not static. So that's why, every Sunday or at least twice every month, I recommend looking over your freedom map and changing things here first, and then after having 2 tabs open and changing them over here. So watch Amazon FBA course, take action, right? And then basically we're going to write this for every single block here up until here. Now, for example, let's say right now we don't know the steps that we actually have to take, or we don't know, the things we have to be taking action on for, when we're actually watching the course. That's why I just like to copy it and paste it and give myself, realistic time, like 2 weeks. And then what I do is when the calendar actually hits these days, right? So let's say if I have this plan for February, when it's time for February and I start it, what I then do is I start writing down the small tasks. So I start going like this. Watch Amazon FBA course. Let's say that I realize that I need to go and find a supplier. So find a supplier, right? I'm gonna give myself 3 days to find a supplier, right? So it might seem like a long time to you, and you'll see that it's not that easy to plan everything out with accurate timelines, because as humans, we kind of, either underestimate. Usually we underestimate how long things take by a lot, especially in entrepreneurship. Sometimes we overestimate. So you'll see that as you actually do this, as you follow the freedom map, you'll get better and better and better at this. So this is actually a freedom map that I filled out. I still have to edit it a lot. I haven't put a lot of tasks on here, but this is what it's going to look like after you've actually planned it out. So you can see that right here, the 8th, the 9th, the 12th, the 14th, the 15th, I've got update Ecom Freedom on my list over here. All right, so that's my Amazon FBA course. I'm planning out a massive update. I've already started recording it. And so I'm giving myself basically like all this time to plan it out. You can see the 2nd, the 13th, and the 20th. That's on those days I'm recording YouTube content. So on those days I'm making videos for you guys. I've got e-commerce businesses and also my online education business. So, because of that, I kind of have to record videos on separate days of each month. But it's much better this way because I plan out the exact days, like what I'm doing. Also, what I recommend is setting out your vacation day. So if let's say you're going on a vacation February 29th to March 6th, then you would go and then, mark it down as yellow and then put vacation in yellow. And so when I go to March, right, I'm going to write down, it was the 29th to the 6th. So I'll go and I'll write down vacation, and then I'll say where I'm going. So for example, Italy, right? Vacation, Italy, and so on. So there you go. That is how you use the freedom map. Now I recommend making sure that you actually use all the tools to figure out all your goals, right? So if we just have one goal, obviously we only put down the Amazon FBA goal, right? But you have it more than that. Obviously, maybe you want to start reading a lot of books. So start putting down, like the book that you're going to read, right? The book that you're going to read here, right? Planning allows you to use your time the best way possible. Planning allows you to, shortcut the time that it takes for you to actually achieve your goals. And I never was a planner myself. I never did this before, but this really changed my life, and allowed me to just improve my business and gave me massive focus and peace, because when I wake up in the morning, all I have to do is look at my freedom map and I know exactly what I need to do that day. And I know everything's planned out, that I'm moving forward towards my goals and dreams. Now, I want to end off this video with something to think about. This is a quote that I actually read in one of the many biographies that I've read over the past few years. If I am not for myself, who will be for me? And when I am only for myself, who am I? And if not now, when? Right? So you have to understand right now you have the chance to basically create the life of your dreams, the life you've always wanted. And if you can do this, if you can follow the entire process that I've shown in this video using the vision tool, the goal planner, the task scoring tool, and the freedom map, everything will change. Your life will be at least 10 to 100 times better. And I can virtually guarantee that. I want to remind you, never ever give up. If you never give up, then you can't fail, right? No matter who you are, if you know that this is what you have to do, if you know that, okay, you've set your vision, this is the goal, you have to go and start that online business, now is the time. Set those goals, make that vision come true. You now have the power to choose your life choose wisely. Subscribe to the channel. Leave me a comment down below if this helped you, if you got a lot of value out of this video. I want you to make 2020 the absolute best year of your life. I'll respond to every single comment on this video as I always do. I get a lot of comments on my channel, but I make sure that it's a priority, that I make it a priority to respond to all of you because, most YouTubers are too busy to do that. But, I set aside time, a few hours every day to do that. Hope you enjoyed. Subscribe, like the video, leave that comment. Happy New Year 2020. Make it the best one yet. I'll see you soon.